Blog Talk Radio.
In the room, everybody head turned. The one that you respect, something you have to earn. Take that as a lesson learned. Don't get too close, cause you might get burned. Burned by my fire. The one that you admire. The one that you desire. And popular demand, the one you want to hire. For all the gigs and the shows, they go crazy when I drop it down low. I'm about to pick it up slow, like I chopped and screwed. Picture show. Because it will last longer when it comes to my skills, they only getting stronger. From the start, I would crown. Like Kevin Hart. It's about to go down. I'm your number one Libra, GLM's own certified diva, high achiever, I'm the leader, I'm the captain, I make it happen, yes, that's just the bottom line, I do things on my own damn time, not a minor, more like a major, got you wondering what's my flavor, GLM is tasty sickness, taking over with the quickness, sexiness, yeah I got that, I aim to please just the teeth, go and cop that. You may play hard, but I'ma play harder. You may play smart, but I'ma play smarter. I rock the mic and I blaze the stage. You can't stop the beats once I come out the cage. Yes, I'm the one they call sequence. Don't confuse my kindness for weakness. I'm the queen, far from the princess, boss lady, the one you need to impress. Yes, I'm the one they call sequence. Don't confuse my kindness for weakness. I'm the queen, far from the princess, boss lady, the one you need to impress. The shots and I'm forever taking top spot for the taking. There is no mistaking. I'ma dance till my bones get the aching. Start with booty shaking, certified earthquake. You got to give it up to the DJ for keeping that fire on replay. Keeping that heat and rotation. Feel the vibration all through my body like cameras. I'm all about the action, all about the love. My heart filled with passion, bashing galore. Got them wanting more, especially when I'm busting it on the dance floor. I start high, then I go low. Wind them hips when I work the middle. Get low, bring it back up real high. Wind them hips, get ready as I dance to mine, dance to mine. Dance to mine, dance to mine. Dance to mine, dance to mine. Till my bones get the aching, certified earthquake. Dance to mine, dance to mine. Dance to mine, dance to mine. Dance to mine, dance to mine. Till my bones get the aching, certified earthquake. Feel the vibration all through my body, feel the vibration all through my body, feel the vibration all through my body. Time to get a little sexy. I got some tricks.
All right, so you have tuned into another episode. You have tuned into another episode of On the Move Unscripted, and we're definitely having an unscripted day today. I don't know what's going on with this unscripted stuff. We have Stan Edward Moore on the line. I just want to know right off the bat, can you hear us, Stan?
I can hear you clearly.
Woo! You must have got the Midas touch. It's something about them Ohio people. When they step in the building, everything just brightens up. Lights.
That's that Ohio. I need that energy now because I'm like sleepwalking as we speak, but we're gonna get through this. So I guess I've been grinding all day long. It's been real. I'm good.
Yeah. So for we usually go into a whole bunch of other stuff, but I think because we was talking about the president, you can't talk about 45 and they get sensitive and start cutting. I don't know. It'd be the Matrix stuff going on.
Yeah. See, that's how I'm able to keep that clear vibe, because I don't talk about 45. I keep 45. Look, I keep 45 from at a distance.
I'll tell you, they sensitive over there at the White House, so let me stop. Look, we can't be talking about them. And we can't talk about the checks and none of that.
Look, I'm unfiltered. I thought we was unfiltered. I mean, hey.
Wow, we are definitely being watched. All right, that's what's going on.
So we got Cleveland's finest. We got to so let's start how we normally start, because you understand this is called Unscripted for a reason. So let us start over. You have tuned in to an episode of On the Move Unscripted, right? Mm-hmm. With Patricia M. Goins, Mr. Stout in the house, and we got a great show for y'all today. We got Corey Palmer, the author, who we was trying to bring on earlier, but the Matrix didn't want him on at that point. And then, so right now we're starting off with Stan Edward Moore, who used to be with the Dazz band. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What? I've been waiting on this interview.
Yeah.
I've been waiting on this interview. I have. Ever since you sent me that link about Ohio, what was it, Dayton? Was it a Dayton, Ohio link, or where you was talking about all the different,
all the different R&B funk artists that came from Dayton. So many people don't even know that a lot of the funk that everybody skate to back in the 70s and 80s, that everybody played funk to back in the 70s and 80s, came from Dayton, Ohio, came from Cincinnati, Ohio, came from Cleveland, Ohio, and I think we talked earlier about this. I'd had a debate with a gentleman. He's a young DJ out of L.A. trying to tell me Dr. Dre and them sound what they sound. I said, no, bro, no, that's Ohio sound all day long, bro.
Right. He borrowed that. He borrowed that for sure. Yeah, he borrowed that all the way. Yes, he did. He definitely, he borrowed that.
Yeah, exactly. Roger Troutman made California what it was, not Snoop and not Dre. Roger's talkbox on that song made that song, and that's nothing but Ohio. That's all Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
All Ohio.
Yeah.
It is.
All Ohio. Yeah. And a lot of people.
You know what? I will say Cleveland, Ohio definitely holds the music scene down. Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know. I'm in Columbus, and I'm starting to feel a certain kind of way about my little hometown over here. I don't know what's wrong with them.
That's all right.
I don't know what's going on.
Ohio represents it.
Yes.
Right.
Cleveland represents it, and it's all still a genre of Ohio, and it's still a genre of Cleveland, because a lot of people, own OJs, and the OJs are from Canton. So, and if you really want to get technical, people be like, Gerald Levert from Cleveland's own. No, Gerald's from Shaker Heights. There's a difference.
Wow.
There's a big
difference. Ohio?
But Shaker Heights is just a suburb of Cleveland, though, right?
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
But see, when you start talking Cleveland, you got real Clevelanders that'll be like St. Clair, Superior, 55th, 105th, Scoville.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Union, Kinsman area. That's Cleveland. Dazz band comes from, their original name was Kinsman Dazz, which was a street, which came from a bar that they rehearsed on Kinsman. That was called a Kinsman Grill, and that's where they got their name from, with Kinsman Dazz, until they signed with Motown, and Motown changed it to Dazz Band. So it's a lot of inside stuff that a lot of people don't look at and a lot of people don't see. But we just had this conversation. I had this conversation with somebody earlier in the week where the majority of people leave Cleveland to become successful, and the sad part about it is when they do that and then they come back all successful, then Cleveland want to say Cleveland's own. And it's like, well, did you support these people when they were struggling and on their backs and, struggling and grinding and sacrificing? But then when they leave here and they become successful, then you want to tap that logo on the top of them and say Cleveland's off.
Are you saying the Cleveland people in Ohio do that, or you're saying people overall do that?
We call it the essence of the LeBron James effect.
Huh?
Exactly.
So you're talking about the people in Cleveland do that?
People in Cleveland will do that big time. They'll not support. They won't support the artists. They won't support the artists and buying their music and this, that, and the other. But the artists will go to other cities, and the other cities will suck it up and buy them and support them and this, that, and the other. Pretty much blow them up, and then once they're blown up, and they come back to fruition with everything, and then Cleveland want to say Cleveland's own. I'm like, wow, okay. I didn't know anything about Avant until he left. He came back, like Avant. Be like, who is Avant? Cleveland's own. Wait a minute, where did he come from? Where did he? Another artist that was in Cleveland that a lot of people didn't know was this dude named Myron. I think he had like one album. He had a song called Destiny, if you Google it. And I didn't know that dude was from Cleveland till he got out of it and came back. And then everybody want to say Cleveland's own. I'm like, wait a minute, who are these cats? I ain't never heard them or seen them.
You know what? I think that's an Ohio thing, because I swear to goodness, when I was in Atlanta and I used to be like, where my Columbus people at? Girl, come on. When I used to be, doing the live and looking for them, and they was crickets like hell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's crazy, but it is what it is. But
that's the one bad thing we really need to work on as Ohioans. Because the thing about Atlanta, like how he was saying, how Shaker Heights and different areas is not considered Cleveland. Like in Columbus, Reynoldsburg is not considered Columbus. In Atlanta, you can live 12 acres, 10 miles, 3 years away from Atlanta, and they still call themselves Atlanta.
Yeah. Right, but those bands though are definitely in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Isn't that in Cleveland?
What, the Rock
and Roll Hall of Fame?
The Rock Hall is here. It's here. It's down right in the heart, downtown Cleveland. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the Rock Hall is.
Like bands like the Jazz Band and the OJs, they're inducted in there as well, right?
The OJs are, the Dazz Band isn't. And the thing, and the crazy part about that is, the Dazz Band is not in there. And shout out to my dog King Pettis and Ike Wiley, and shout out to them. They embraced me like a brother when I came along with them. I wasn't the original member, was never an original member, but the way they embraced me into the group, they made me feel like an original member, So, but as far as no, they've not been inducted yet into the Hall of Fame, like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That whole funk era, man.
So let's get on you for a second. Let's jump on your merry-go-round, and let's go down memory lane. Take us to where you started at as far as an artist, and how did you end up even getting that great opportunity to be a part of the Dazz Band?
Years ago, I was in a group that I had co-founded with someone here in Cleveland. We had founded a group by the name of Katzz here in Cleveland, and we were independent artists here doing our own thing, on our own record label. We were just doing our own stuff, and I had wrote this song titled "My Everything," and Lynn Tolliver. Shout out to Lynn Tolliver, program director of 93 FM WZAK at the time. had jumped on that song and had started playing that song on syndicated radio. And that song had become number 1 on their playlist for 6 weeks straight.
Wow.
And that was like strange and mind-boggling to people who were in the industry, being like, who are these local dudes making this big impact on this city, and they ain't signed with nobody. And so we were on the pedestal here in Ohio, here in Cleveland, big time. We were getting more, and at that time, it was like kind of like the Battle of Cleveland in a sense, because Joe Levert had his groups with the Rude Boys and Men at Large, and they were at the top of their game. And then here we are at the top of our game, and we were getting more respect and recognition than these national groups here in Cleveland. We were really making that noise.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're in the midst of writing a book about that now. It's called Tell All: The Rise and Fall of Katzz. And there's some stuff in that book that's really going to be eye openers to some people who've questioned things over the years but weren't sure. And there's going to be some things in that book that will really blow your mind, because you can be like, oh wow, I had no idea. So we're going to tell that whole story as far as that's concerned.
So will you have some stuff in there like Jaguar Writers be talking about? I know you've been hearing about her.
No, I haven't actually. I haven't heard anything about Jaguar Wright. But
for real, she's like doing an industry countdown to everybody.
Like, she got
everybody.
Ice tea. She got all kinds of tea going on. What kind of tea you want?
No.
Ice tea, hot tea.
She done opened up everybody's closet.
Ice tea. She got all kinds of ice tea going on like that.
No, we're basically going to tell our story from beginning to end, and the most intriguing part of our story is how I would not sign with a record company when I wouldn't. Let me see if I can put this. I wouldn't sign with the record company because the record company only wanted me, and I told the record company, "You're not hearing just me; you're hearing the group." But what I did not know is that there was distinction in our own ranks with a member of our own group who was trying to sell me to the highest bidder, and I had no clue. It's gonna be in the book. It's gonna be deep. It's gonna be deep. But you know what though? I can see why they would be trying to do that, because your music is the bomb. And I hate to interrupt you in the middle of telling going down memory lane, but they need to hear a little bit of this music so they'll know exactly what we're talking about here. Yeah, he love to raise up. So we're gonna play some Raise Up, and then we're gonna play My Everything, because that's when you was with Katzz, right? My Everything is with Katzz. Exactly. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna play My Everything first, and then we're gonna play Raise Up, and then we're gonna come right back. Okay. Cool. All right. One move unscripted, y'all. Oh yeah.
Many words. I'm gonna make this sweet and simple. The love that I have for you is more than you realize. Yeah. Feel like myself, I gotta say that you were always there, and that is something, baby, that I'll never forget. never talk to one another. You were always on my mind. The love that we had is real, and I'm gonna keep on giving love, baby, giving love, yeah. I'll take care of you, baby, for the rest of my life. And I'm asking, baby, I'm asking of you for nothing in return. Words can't define the way that I feel for you, yeah. The way that I feel for you. You're my world. You're my world. You're my number one, only girl in my life. Sing a song, yeah, yeah. Everything. You're my
Hi, it's me, baby.
Where are you?
Well, I'm back in town. And you know, I've been thinking about how much I love you. And I couldn't wait to tell you. Oh, I miss you so much, baby.
So you still didn't tell me where you are.
Tell you what, just look out the window.
You were there.
again.
Oh. Wow. Awesome. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
From the Congo right there. It means anointed one and well aware and godly.
Yes. And I wonder how many babies was born off of my everything. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Look, that is what, 20, almost 35 plus years later, I still hear stories. Today, I still hear stories when people find out I wrote that song and sing that song, and I was a part of Katzz and everything. I still hear stories about how kids were conceived off of my music.
I believe it too. I believe it too.
It's crazy. It's funny.
Congratulations. Congratulations to you. He just got married.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful. He was over there doing it up.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. My beautiful wife, she's listening. She's listening now. She got it on now. She's listening.
Let me tell you, your husband was cheesing from one cheek to the other. That smile was big. He was happy as snot. I'm like, go ahead and do your thing.
Oh yeah. That was a blessing right there. I'm still the happiest man walking right today. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's beautiful. Shout out
to my beautiful wife, Lynette Moore. Yeah.
Nice.
Congratulations, Miss Moore. Sounds like you got you a good one. Got your good catch right there.
Right, and you can rock that music.
And you're right. You know what I'm saying? You know, Valentine's Day at their house is gonna be the bomb.
and the album, Stand Evermore, the album, which is available now on all digital platforms. That album was inspired by her. The whole album, every track that's on that album, she had a part in it, and she was my inspiration for almost every track on that album. I've never written a 22-track album, and this one has like 22 tracks on it. It's and it's like I say, it's been inspirational. She's been my muse. When we first met and we first started talking and we first started dating with each other, I said, you know how this is gonna end up? I said, you're gonna be cooking. I'm gonna be Lucius, but without the killing. I said, yeah, you're gonna be cooking. I'm gonna be Lucius, because that's how we roll it over here. You know, she's my muse. When I get ready to write, when I get ready to do things, she's that inspiration. She's that push, big time.
That's what's up. That's beautiful. Yeah. I know when I saw, because you did a live during that time, and I just thought that was so beautiful. You were so happy. It's so wonderful to see, you know, to see someone who has met their better half, you know what I'm saying, and how happy they are, and just that joyous day. Like, I just could see it all over you. So, yeah, I wanted to make sure I gave you that shout-out and said congratulations.
Thank you.
I know, right? I know, right? Me and my little boo-boo over here, Mr. Kenny, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Stout, Mr. ST in the house. Yeah, you know what thing.
Wow, there you go. I was going to say the funny part about our relationship is we dated almost a year and a half. Long distance. We were together. We were committed to each other for a long distance relationship until she moved up here to Cleveland last August. And let me tell you, that was very trying. That was very sacrificial at times. It was. We made it though. We made it.
You know what? You know that's so funny because.
Wait a minute. I want to add this part here too. Plus, she and I share the same birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, we just November 10th. The same birthday. Yep.
That is beautiful.
Which is a national holiday now.
Yeah, it is. The more holiday right there.
It really is.
All day long.
It's a big thing when somebody that you care about is willing to make that kind of a move, and leave, their hometown or leave where they live at or whatever and come to where you are, because that's what Mr. Stout did. He came to Ohio. He's from Jersey, but he was living in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So that was big for him too.
Yeah, and that was this year.
Yeah.
Right through the COVID.
Yeah, you got married during the COVID. There's a whole bunch of COVID activity going on. We ain't supposed to be.
So we're going to make this happen regardless. That's right.
That's right. Exactly.
Well, I think that's absolutely amazing. So we got some other music here, too. I got some Tennessee whiskey. I want to know, tell us about Tennessee whiskey.
First of all, okay, before I do that, I got to give a big shout out to DM Management and Consulting Services, who's like they oversee all of my bookings, my gigs, my appointments, and everything. So shout out to them, their association with K-Hawk Productions, and when they looked at my resume and they looked at my song list, she called me, Debbie Master. That's her name. She's my man. She's like manager, assistant consultant, and everything. She called me and she's like, "Oh my God, this Tennessee whiskey is the freaking bomb." I'm like, I said, "Oh, well, and so she had called me like that evening, and I think she texted me that morning talking about, I've not been asleep because I've been listening to Tennessee whiskey all evening. I'm like, oh, God.
Tell us about the information.
Big shout out to my management consulting team, Debbie Master and all of them.
A big shout out. Hey, y'all got some more people sending my way.
Tennessee whiskey was introduced to me from a gentleman about 4 or 5 years ago, and he came to me and he was like, "Bruh," he said, "have you ever considered changing a country song into R&B?" I said, "That's a good idea. I had never considered it, but." He said, "I got the perfect song in mind for you," and he had introduced Tennessee whiskey to me, and it was I forget the guy's name. I want to say I don't want to say the wrong name, but it was an old 70s country song, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, "Can I flip this into an R&B?" And I said, "You know what? I think I can." And then I went to just studying the song and studying the lyrics and the words and everything. And then I said, so if I'm going to do R&B and I'm going to flip R&B, this is how I'm going to do it. I know exactly how I'm going to do it. So I got my inspiration from Donny Hathaway, from Al Green, from Stevie Wonder. Here's a quick tidbit. Back in the 70s, if you really remember, back in the 70s with Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, Al Green, they really didn't have R&B artists to look back on like today. Like we can take Stevie Wonder's song and remake it. They didn't have that artist to do that. So they would take different songs from different artists, preferably like either country artists or like white artists, and would flip it
like rock
and
or pop,
R&B. It took me for a long time when I was studying that. I had no idea Al Green's "How Do You Mend a Broken Heart" was originally done by the Bee Gees. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and the same thing with Dolly Parton too, right? The song that Dolly Parton did, he did "I Always Will Love You." Whitney Houston did that song over, right?
Yep. And see, and that's what they used to do. Like Donny Hathaway remade, what song was that he did? "You Got a Friend" by Carole King.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, so when you I'm like, so that's all that they did. I'm like, so I can go back and do the same thing. They had no choice because they didn't have nobody to look back on as far as R&B artists. So they had to flip songs the way they could flip songs. So when I thought about it, I said, if they did it then, I can do it now.
Right.
And that's what I came up with Tennessee whiskey.
Oh, man.
Well, let's play it. Let's just go ahead and play it, and then we're going to come right back.
All right.
Okay. Now, you're going to play the whole thing because my man is listening. He's going to be mad if you don't play the whole thing.
I'll play the whole thing.
Spend my nights out in a bar room. Liquor was the only love I've known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottle and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Oh, and I'll stay strong on your love all the time. Let me say one more thing. Now, I'd look for love in all the same old places. Yes, I did. Found the bottom of the bottle, always try. Oh, yeah. But when you poured out your heart, no, I didn't waste it, no, I didn't know. God says nothing like your love to get me out. Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as the glass of brandy. And I'll stay strong on your love all the time. Won't you play that guitar for me? Yeah. Lord have mercy. Play, yeah.
Oh yeah. That was the freaking bomb. That was the freaking bomb, Diggity. That was the bomb. You can hear that Ohio love. Now you see where we get it from, baby. Stop playing. Stop playing with them.
Oh yeah.
You better give Ohio our respect. Put a big R on that. Respect us.
Yeah. Also, big shout out to Jack Whitsett with Jack's Jazz. He's a Cleveland jazz artist. He was the one who did the guitar piece for me on that Tennessee Whiskey track. So big shout out to Jack Whitsett for Jack's Jazz. He has his own project that he does. He's promoting and everything. So, Cleveland, man, we got some artists up in here that's like ridiculous.
So we just had Minute Large. We just had Minute Large on, like David Tolliver. Do you know him?
I know Dave personally, absolutely.
This is like a small world. I swear to goodness, we just had him. He blows too. Oh, yeah. He blows too.
Oh,
Dave,
y'all. Dave is Dave's ridiculous. Yeah. Dave is. Shoot. Yeah. Actually, you know what? We were supposed to have been doing a project together. And it's really COVID slowed it down a little bit. We were going to do a remake rendition of the Rolling Stones' Satisfaction.
Oh. Y'all should still do that. I can hear both of y'all on there tearing it up.
Yeah. Well, my. Everything down. Well, we couldn't record the way we want to, and with Dave being in Atlanta and I'm being here, it's kind of difficult. To do that with COVID-19 protocols and all of that stuff, and trying to stay safe, and I'm telling you, I'm anal when it comes to being safe, because I'm a type 2 diabetic, so I'm not breathing on nobody, and ain't nobody breathing on me. So I'm very, very, very cautious when it comes to COVID-19 protocols and stuff like that. So that's kind of what slowed us down a little bit, but it's still going to happen. But as far as when it's going to happen, that's the question.
I know he was just up there. He was just up there when we talked to him.
They all got together. He did like a thing for like a live show.
Yeah. When was that? Was that last? That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Big up to though. Yeah, I mean, I really can't wait for you guys to get back out there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He was up here recording because him and Jason is putting a project together. So they're actually getting they've gotten Minute Large back together. So he was up here. I know he was up here recording. So he'd be in and out of Cleveland. He's told me numerous times his daughter is going. I believe she's going to commit to Ohio State, and if and when she does,
coming to my neck of the woods.
Yeah, he said if and when she does commits to Ohio State, he's moving back to Cleveland.
Okay. Well, can I put this in the air? So when y'all get ready to do y'all little thing, when y'all get ready to do y'all little whatever, I ain't talking about when the fast, when I'm slow, baby making ones, baby making songs. When you and David do that, can I be the background singer, the woo wop it up? I can sing. I can be in the background. I want some kids to be able to come up to me 30 years from now talking about, I was born on your song.
You know what? It's funny because, like I say, me and Dave had that conversation, and we were talking about, different things with different songs and people's reaction to them, and how 20, 30 plus years later, people are still saying that as far as, conceive they did this on our songs, and then sometimes people forget, that the kids is there, and they forget that the kid is, and they'll tell them, you was conceived on this song. The kids standing there looking all embarrassed and everything, like, oh God, did my mother just say this? Oh no!
Right. That is funny.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But it's good music. That's timeless music that you guys got right here. And then, like, these new projects you have out there, it's like, this is the kind of music that people are really missing. You know, we know what's going on in the radio. You know, we hear, like, I'm really, like, being on the radio, I became one of those guys who, like, I don't want to listen to what's on the commercial radio. I want to hear these classic hits or these records that are being played that's, like, it has a good feeling or, like, you know, it has, like, a good sound to it. How do you feel about the modern R&B or the soul music that's out here today?
Matter of fact, it's kind of it ain't what it's supposed to be. I can say that much. It's not what it's supposed to be. And perfect example. I was just listening to Tyrone Davis, "In the Mood," and back when that song came out, that was an R&B ballad hit. Yeah. Today, it's considered blues.
Wow.
And it's crazy because it's like, that's not blues, that's R&B. But they've shifted R&B so much to where it's like it isn't what true R&B is no more. It isn't, you know, what it is. This stuff that they call R&B today, I'm like, who the hell came up with the concept that this is real music? This isn't, no, you need live instrumentation. You need background singers. You need horn sections. You need the real deal. If not the real deal, here's the other flip side of that. Technology has designed it in studios as to where you can make instrumentation a reality. You can make real horn sections sound like real horn players. You can make real bass programs sound like real bass players, and vice versa with guitars. Technology has designed it to where you can bring back that live instrumentation. But you got, and I'm going to just go out and say it since we unscripted, you got lazy writers and lazy producers who just want to press a button to some programmed music that's already programmed.
That's the algorithm that they use. And another thing on top of that, I know that they took music out of the schools. You know, it's like,
I didn't believe they did that.
Yeah, that was. And we used to have the whole Save It. I remember when I was working with MTV, that whole thing with Save the Music was very real. And it was like, you know, and they were saying, hey, like, learn how to play some notes or, you know, learn how to play some chords. You know, and kids was like, no, why do I have to do that when I can just, you know, hook up to my computer and just, it's already there for me, you know, and not have that live instrumentation, which is just, it really died it down from that. You know, it kind of like killed it. And when I hear music the way you guys were, like, that brings like the feeling. And that's why I think that it was lost right now with the generation of what's considered R&B or like soul music, you know, to me. You know, personally.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, like back in the day, we grew up with Johnny Taylor. We grew up with Al Green. We grew up with Stevie Wonder. We grew up with all these people, and the way they, you know, like I've heard what they call blues today, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, this is really R&B, but they've shifted it to make it like it's blues, but it's a big thing down south. It's like huge. That sound, if they call blues, it's like, you know, with Sir Charles Jones and people like that, and writing blues songs and stuff that they consider blues, which is really old R&B, what R&B really is. You know, and that's why I want to bring back real instrumentation, real music, real ballads, you know, real songs that we all grew up by, that we all grew up with, and make the lyrics something to where people can, you know, they can say, oh yeah, something that they went through that they can really deal with. I know there were songs back in the day, you know, when you broke up with your girlfriend or whatever, you broke up with your boyfriend or whatever, and you sit back and listen to Al Green, How Do You Mend a Broken Heart? You sitting there sobbing, you know, this song is really giving you meaning. So we don't have that today.
You sure don't?
We don't have that.
Because everybody in the backseat of the truck.
Right.
You know, I think Europeans, like European people in Asia countries, like they actually learn how to replicate that music. Like they replicate it in a way that they actually learn the instrumentation. Like I get so much music submitted to me on a daily basis, And when I hear a song that comes from another country, they actually even have the twang and the sound, like, you know, the vocal pitch. But then when you hear them talk, they're like, this guy doesn't even, you know what I mean? They actually learn how to sing a song like Al Green or write a song like that.
Yeah.
But then I guess that over here we're moving so fast that we want to go to the next thing. You know, it's like no, slow it down and find that feeling. Because that's what I went to school for music. It was like find that feeling, you know, to write a song. Mm-hmm. I think that's what's kind of like lacking still to this day.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because as a songwriter and producer, if I hear this song over and over and over in my head and I don't want to hear it, then that lets me know, this is a potential hit right here. And you can feel it. You can deeply feel it. You be like, oh God, this is the same thing I felt from my everything. When that song just kept when it was in my head and I wrote it, I said, you know what, this is a freaking hit before I even recorded it. And I had told our producers at that time, you know, I said, we got a hit on our hands, man. Wait till we record this joint. And then when we did, the rest was history with the radio station. So
wow.
Yeah.
So they just picked you up just out the blue.
As far as what, Katzz?
When you were with my everything, somebody just heard it somewhere.
No. What had happened was once we recorded it, because we had previous singles before that being played on ZAK, and Lynn Tolliver, who was the program director at the time of ZAK, which, by the way, is Dave Tolliver's uncle.
That's what you said. You just said that. Mr. Stout said that. He was like, wait a minute. We got the Tollivers rolling. Well, I know ain't that many Tollivers in Cleveland. They related. Dave Tolliver is Lynn Tolliver's nephew. Oh, yeah, big time. Okay.
So when we had presented that song to Lynn, originally Lynn loved it, but what he wanted to do was go back in the studio and re-record it to kind of make it presentable to radio, which is where I learned a very valuable lesson at. And when they came out, when they took that song in, and he had introduced me to this engineer, Pete Tokar, who is just brilliant. He's just brilliant at what he does, and I still work with Pete to this day. Pete was Joe LaVert's engineer. He was Mickey Howard's engineer, Johnny Gill's engineer. He's engineered some huge, big names, and he's right here in Cleveland. And when Pete sprinkled his professionalism and gift on that song just catapulted and took off here in Cleveland. Which, like I say, in the book, is going to tell exactly what happened with the record deals and how they went down and how they didn't go down and what happened in the midst of all of that.
Okay. So if they want to get in touch with you, you have a website?
I'm working on a website now. That's what my consulting management team is putting together, you know, in the future. So I should have a website up in the near future. But for now, I'm on my social medias, which is Stand Up With More. Which Instagram is Stand Up With More. Twitter is at Stand Up With More. Facebook is Stand Up With More, the fan page, and then there's Stand Up With More page 2 for Facebook. But yeah, a website is coming soon.
It's the bomb digger when you be like, talk to my management. That's when you know you up there. You know what I'm saying? If all the rest of us, we still got to do the labor ourselves. But, you know, when you get to that certain level, you be like, talk to my management. Yeah, talk to my management. I ain't got, you know, get my publicist. You know, somebody else handling that. I ain't dealing with that. I'm still on my honeymoon.
Like some of your performances. Are you guys doing like any Zoom performances, anything like that? Like any live shows?
I'm getting ready to get into like YouTube performances, but I've done mostly Facebook Live concerts on virtual stuff, and I'm putting together. I'm gonna keep you up on it. I'm gonna post you. I'm gonna tag you in the advertisements. But I'm putting together a virtual. It's actually gonna be two. I'm gonna do two of them. I'm gonna do a virtual concert, but it's gonna be a virtual tribute to Roger Troutman.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that virtually, live Facebook or live YouTube, and I believe she don't like for me to say her name, but Debbie Master. I love Debbie. That's my girl. That's my girl. She's putting together a concert where I'll be performing the actual concert in a venue for Roger Troutman live with possibly the Funkyard X Band. I don't know if you guys believe in Funkyard X. Yeah. All of that. Yeah. So.
You got my boo over here rocking and stuff. I know, boo boo. Calm down. I know, baby. We're gonna make it. I know.
Especially when I found out where it comes from. The word. Go ahead.
Say that again. I missed that. What do you say?
I said when I found out what the word where funky comes from, like the word funky, like it's a word from the Congo, like and like I said, it means like anointed one, and well aware, like you know what I mean, and like somebody was I watched a interview with Shaka Khan, and she was explaining that. I was like, that makes so much sense, and just to think about like the whole funk era, and it's still dope, and to hear all that music. Like, from those days, like I can remember my uncles playing it. Like, you used to be able to have record, like you have one record, you could play it all night long. Bands used to play for hours, you know what I mean, off of one record because they're going to tear the party up, you know what I mean, and then you just jam, off of one record. 12 inches, like, 12-inch record, like, and they play for a long time. Like, it wouldn't be like a 2-minute set or 10-minute set. You're talking about like a half an hour, 45-minute hour set of them just rocking all night. I've been to several concerts. I've seen Earth, Wind & Fire several times, and I just was like, I'll go see them anytime, like the way they do their thing. I've seen Ohio players do their thing too. Like those bands, I see them, like what they do is like, it's mesmerizing. I've seen Stevie Wonder too. I think so many bands. I think they have.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one who be acting like a groupie.
It's a band. Oh, come on now, like that goes back, man.
He was having a groupie moment.
I really was.
That's all right, though. That's all right. But I'm piggybacking on what he was saying. I had the opportunity to see Prince's concert in Vegas, where he was at the Rio, and that concert started at midnight.
Wow.
And it didn't end until like 4. It started at midnight. Yes, he kicked off midnight. And that and at that that was a 3-1-2-1 tour. He did everything. When I tell you everything, I mean he did Dirty Mind. He did stuff that you'd be like, wait a minute, I forgot about that one. He did stuff that he forgot about. I mean, and that concert went on to like 4:30 in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
It was big. Oh my God. I mean, that's what funk music. That's good music you can play all night long. Good music you can listen to all night long. It was just, that. Whew, that was just one.
Right. So many different groups out there that was killing it, and pick up like rest in peace to Prince. But I know there's a lot of people who are doing some things for to keep his legacy alive, and I did hear they had like some more music going on with them coming out real soon and stuff as well, man. But I just hope that what goes on for the future of this genre of music, we keep it going alive, and everybody go out there and be a part of what's going on. Let them know again about the name of the album and where they can actually pick it up at.
The album is titled Stand Evermore, the album, and it's only available on all digital platforms. So whatever you use to download your music on, whether it be Spotify, whether it be YouTube, whether it be whatever you use, Pandora, whatever you use to download your music, you can be able to Google and put in Stan Edward Moore, iTunes, Google Play, whatever you use. Stan Edward Moore, the album. Download it, and it's available on all digital platforms.
That is great. Yeah, definitely gonna get that. 22 tracks.
I would love to have David Tolliver and Stan Edward Moore in a concert or some type of event here.
Let me tell you what's going on right now. I'm gonna tell you what's going on right now. My consultant, she's listening now, Debbie Master. She's got her pencil and paper right now, writing that down, possibly going to make that happen. She's listening. That's how she operates. She hears stuff like that. She writes it down. So, Deb,
right here in Columbus, Ohio.
Right here in Columbus. Not Cleveland?
Well, they go to Cleveland too, but they got to come to Columbus. Columbus needs some love.
Cincinnati?
I need some love. They need some unscripted stuff over here too. We need them over here too.
Hey, Deb. Also, we need a show down in Columbus, Deb. Duly noted.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
All right, there it is.
Do I VIP? I got VIP.
Right, show everybody that press pass.
Me, Mr. South said VIP. Remember, if y'all do a love song, I got to be back in the back with the going boop up. So just in case, we create some babies. That would be the bomb, though. You know what? That, in all honesty, all jokes aside, I think that would be an awesome event, don't you?
Yeah.
I think it would bring the crowd like crazy.
I need that.
Oh yeah, right, definitely. Yeah. And then it wouldn't be nothing to get y'all in Atlanta. Oh my gosh, that would be nothing to get y'all in Atlanta.
Bands are coming together like a.
Oh my gosh, that would be the bomb.
All these ideas you're coming up with, she's sitting there writing them down. I'm telling you what.
Write them down. I like her. You got it. You think you're a good one.
You keep saying stuff. She keeps writing it down. I'm telling you right now.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Just remember us. You know what I'm saying? Remember us. On the Unscripted, Patricia and Mr. Stout. Remember us. Write us down on that paper.
Oh yeah.
I have been looking forward to this interview ever since we booked it. I swear to goodness, because I knew it was going to be great. And your music is the bomb diggity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Legendary, timeless.
Yes, yes. And we're definitely going to be putting it in rotation.
Yes.
Definitely, I'm glad that your manager's there, that she's putting down these ideas about, doing, when y'all get back to doing performances and stuff, stopping by Columbus. Yeah. Definitely let us know, Atlanta, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, she's like I said, she's writing all that down as we speak.
Yeah, because Atlanta's my stomping ground. They're having a big event in January already. The Moody Gala pre-Grammy party. Mm-hmm. So I know they're going to be having some bands and stuff. So I can send you his information in case y'all want to talk to them and see if y'all can make that happen.
Yeah, that'd be January 29th.
I will definitely forward to Deb when she do send it to me.
It's going to be big. I think it's going to be streamed in 100 countries.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. Yeah, we got So as we get ready to roll out of this interview, we got one more track that you sent me. Amazing Radio. Is it Amazing Radio? So what was that? Was that a live performance or something like that?
It's just it's amazing, the radio edit.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the radio edit because there's two versions of that. The one that's on the album, and then there's the radio edit. The one that I had released as a single has a 19-second delay in it. So I edited the radio version down to where it just go right into it. So that's what that is.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Is this Amazing? Is off the old? Is this off the new one or off the old one?
No, Amazing is on the album as well. That was like the first single that I had released before the album had even dropped.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let's make this interview the last one. Let's hook it up again. Let's do it again.
Yes, sir. We'll definitely do that.
Definitely. You know, I'm not playing. I promise you, I'll be a fly on the wall if y'all have a freaking event without me.
We're gonna be there.
I'll be a fly like that fly on the vice president's head.
I think y'all gonna make the Cleveland trip if we do a show up here.
Oh yeah, we'll do that Cleveland trip for sure.
Definitely. It ain't nothing but 2.5 hours from Columbus to Cleveland. I'll be right there without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down.
Oh yeah. Thank you guys for
having
me. I had a blast.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you enjoyed yourself, and we're actually gonna roll out with your song "Amazing" because I definitely I wanted to play all the tunes you sent to me, and I'm glad I did because every one of them was the bomb. So once again, this is Stan Edward Moore, and we just want to give a shout out to the author Corey Palmer.
Yeah.
He was supposed to have been on tonight, and he couldn't come back because he was going to come on at 10 after Stan, but because
unscripted electronic,
Matrix. You should stop talking about the 45. That's what it was. They heard him. He was back there in the TV on.
Shut them down.
Emotional. So Corey, he had to put his daughter to bed, and he couldn't stay to come back on at 10. So he's going to come back on and definitely still talk about his book.
Yep.
His daughter's book and the jewelry that he's selling, all that kind of stuff. So he's going to come back. So much love to him because he was trying. But we appreciate you, Stan, for sharing your music, your talent. Once again, I wish you and your wife so many beautiful years of marriage and matrimony and happiness, and much luck to your new management team, you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
And the album,
and then the album.
More.
I'm going to have to get that.
Yeah, 22 tracks. Yeah, man, that's a road trip music right there.
Yeah.
You
might even have some baby making music on it. We can't do baby stuff. We don't do the baby stuff no more. Baby stuff over.
Look, right?
No baby's coming out here.
This particular track.
That's
there's a particular track on the album now. I said
you said what?
A particular track. There's a particular track on the album that doesn't get a lot of play. That's kind of one of my favorites on there. It's titled #Bae, BAE. It's a slow ballad, and I'm quite sure you'll enjoy it.
All right. We're going to check it out. I'm going to get your album because I absolutely love, like I said, all my Ohio bands and stuff, and just that love. We just that music. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Give it so much.
All right.
It's Ohio's the bomb. What do you mean?
Ohio's the bomb. I give him props. I give him props. Look, I grew up off of this, and it was a history lesson for me. I love that, like what you guys definitely did, and nothing but props for that. Yeah, all the way. Because I didn't even know that the OJs were from Ohio. I just thought they was from Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
Because they was working over there in Philly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what everybody used to think that they were from Philadelphia, but it was Gamble and Huff who was from Philadelphia.
Yes, sir.
Who wrote all of the OJ's music.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's who's from Philly. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The writer was from Philly.
Right.
Right, Gamble and Huff.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we appreciate you,
yes.
And we're going to roll on out of here with Amazing.
All right.
Peace and love to y'all. We're calling it a night on the Move Unscripted.
Stan Edwards Moore.
Make sure you go out and get his album. What's the album called again?
Stan Edwards Moore, the album.
Stan Edwards Moore, album.
Let me go on Amazon and go ahead and get ready to get my copy.
Yeah.
I'm not playing with y'all.
You guys do the same. I'm definitely get that.
I'm going to have to get that. Mm-hmm. All right. Peace and love to you. Peace and love to you.
Peace.
Peace.
I want to move my script, y'all.
one gets over me.